From the moment our early ancestors tasted the unexpected sweetness of ripe fruit or discovered a honeycomb dripping with golden nectar, humanity's love affair with sweetness began. This inherent craving for sugar, woven into our very DNA, sparked a journey that transformed our culinary landscape, shaped civilizations, and continues to tantalize our taste buds today. Let's delve into the alluring origins of sweetness, exploring nature's earliest candy and the fascinating ways our ancestors sought and celebrated its delectable presence. Honey, often referred to as the nectar of the gods, was arguably our first concentrated sweetener. Long before refined sugar graced our tables, the pursuit of honey was a dangerous but rewarding endeavor. Ancient rock paintings in Spain, dating back over 8,000 years, vividly depict humans scaling precarious cliffs to harvest honey from wild bee nests, a testament to its highly prized value. Across cultures, honey played a vital role, not just as a food source but also in rituals, medicine, and even embalming. Egyptians used honey in offerings to their gods, incorporating it into intricate recipes for cakes and pastries. Its antibacterial properties were recognized early on, and it was used to treat wounds and ailments in cultures spanning from ancient Greece to ancient China. The development of beekeeping or apiculture marked a significant turning point. No longer reliant on the unpredictable yields of wild hives, civilizations could cultivate their own supply of this liquid gold, furthering its influence on our diets and societies. Of course, the natural world offered other sources of sweetness. Fruit, nature's own candy bowl, overflowing with seasonal delights, played an essential role in early diets. The availability of ripe fruit was inherently tied to the rhythms of nature, dictating cycles of feasting and famine. Different fruits offered distinct sweetness profiles, and their fleeting ripeness drove humans to develop ingenious preservation methods. Drying fruits like dates and figs under the scorching sun concentrated their sugars, transforming them into long-lasting sources of energy and sweetness. The Egyptians, renowned for their advanced knowledge of food preservation, would dry, preserve, and mash dates for making a fruit leather they took with them while traveling to sustain their hunger. These early forms of fruit candies represent our first attempts to capture and extend the ephemeral joy of nature's bounty. These basic sweetening ingredients became the foundation for a diverse range of early confections. In ancient Egypt, honey's importance went beyond simple sweeteners. Combined with nuts, fruits, and spices, honey formed the basis of elaborate treats reserved for pharaohs and the elite, highlighting its significance in their social structure. Across the globe in ancient India, a remarkable development was underway: the cultivation of sugarcane. While the precise timeline remains debated, archaeological evidence suggests that sugarcane, likely originating in New Guinea, made its way to India several millennia ago. Here, ingenuity flourished, with methods developed to extract the sweet juice and crystallize it into what we now know as sugar. This early sugar, known as khanda, served as the precursor to modern granulated sugar and formed the base for prehistoric Indian candies. Meanwhile, in ancient China, candied fruit gained popularity. Intriguingly, one of the earliest uses for candied citrus in China wasn't solely for enjoying their delicious sweetness. It was in fact part of an innovative method for extending the travel distance of delicate and perishable citrus trees through the regions in winter, long before commercial airplanes or refrigerated trucking. And further west, within the sprawling Roman Empire, a tapestry of sweet treats emerged. The Romans indulged in pastries sweetened with honey, desserts featuring dates and figs, and fruit compotes that reflected the empire's vast reach and access to diverse ingredients. From the honey gathered with perilous daring to the ingenuity demonstrated in the early crystallization of sugar, these glimpses into our sweet past reveal a deep human connection with the delights of nature's confections. Now, as our appreciation for the origins of candy blossoms, we're poised to explore how this foundational ingredient, sugar, experienced a dramatic rise in production and availability, utterly transforming candy and its impact on the world. From glistening jewels adorning royal tables to the colorful treats tucked into children's pockets, candy's story is intricately woven with the rise of sugar. And sugar's journey, my friends, is a tale as complex and fascinating as the flavors it imparts. It's a story of empires built and broken, of fortunes made and lost, of innovation and, tragically, of exploitation. Our sugary saga begins in the verdant lands of New Guinea, the birthplace of sugarcane. Imagine, if you will, the surprise of those early discoverers, biting into a stalk of this grass and finding it surprisingly sweet. From its humble origins, sugarcane's cultivation spread slowly eastward, reaching the shores of India around 6000 BC. There its sweet secret was unlocked. Indian alchemists, masters of transforming the mundane into the magnificent, developed ingenious techniques to crystallize the cane's juice, birthing what we now know as sugar. These glistening granules quickly became a precious commodity, traversing ancient trade routes, first carried by Buddhist monks across East Asia, eventually making their way into the Middle East. The Arabs, recognizing sugar's economic potential, cultivated sugarcane across their vast empire, from Persia to Egypt and on into Spain during the Middle Ages. The very word candy finds its etymological roots in the Arabic kandi, referring to crystallized sugar, a delicious echo of its origin. The Arab domination of the sugar trade played a vital role in shaping world events, fostering economic growth and establishing new connections between East and West. They revolutionized agriculture by creating ingenious irrigation systems, some of which are still admired today for their functionality, allowing sugarcane plantations to flourish. These Arab innovations and this vital network laid the foundation for sugar's rise from an exotic rarity to a desired delicacy, laying the groundwork for its later world-changing impact. This newfound delight soon spread across Europe, first embraced as a rare spice, more precious than salt, used in medicines, preserves, and to embellish the elaborate dishes served at the courts of royalty and aristocracy. Just imagine sugar sculptures gracing medieval banquet tables. As sugar's popularity surged, so did the European desire to control its supply. This yearning would irrevocably reshape the globe, fueled by a darker side of human ambition. The age of exploration, while often romantically portrayed, was also driven by an insatiable appetite for valuable commodities, foremost among them, sugar. As European explorers embarked on perilous voyages, sugar's allure drew them further afield, into new and uncharted territories, impacting both exploration and colonization profoundly. The devastating consequence was the birth of the transatlantic slave trade. Sugarcane demanded intensive labor under brutal conditions, and the rapidly expanding plantations in the newly colonized territories relied tragically on the forced labor of enslaved Africans. This horrific chapter, fueled by the escalating European craving for sweetness, stained the very fabric of humanity, from the Caribbean islands, particularly Barbados, which pioneered sugar monoculture. And throughout the Americas, these sugar colonies became vast agricultural engines, exporting unimaginable quantities of sugar back to the Old World. And the wealth generated profoundly altered the course of world geopolitics. Entire nations reshaped their economic policies around this trade, as nations jockeyed for control over sugar-producing territories and shipping lanes, permanently altering social and economic fabrics, shaping conflicts and laying the seeds for future political strife. But how did sugar transcend its aristocratic beginnings to become a staple of every home? Interestingly enough, sugar began to become much more accessible as Industrial Revolution progressed. During the Industrial Revolution, we see incredible changes not only for technological advancements and machines, but, believe or not, the ways we obtain and produce, well, sugar. Advancements in sugar beet refining meant Europeans could reduce reliance on far-flung colonies, while new technologies emerged, drastically improving the speed and efficiency of refining cane sugar as well, further boosting availability and significantly reducing the cost. Sugar was no longer an expensive, almost sacred substance restricted only to wealthy elite, but slowly a common ingredient on the tables of many households across Europe, fueling a new wave of culinary creativity, particularly during the 19th century, as the prices for this white gold, which for a long time meant power, wealth, royalty, finally began to decrease. So we journeyed with sugar across continents and through centuries, observing its rise from a rare gift from nature to become an integral thread in history's vast tapestry. Now, with readily available sugar, confectionery took a monumental leap forward towards industrial-scale production. The sweetness revolution was just around the corner. As the scent of caramel and chocolate fills the air, our journey through the sugary annals of history takes a fascinating turn. We now step into a world of whirling gears and billowing steam, a world where sweetness met science, the era of industrialized confectionery. The 19th century marked a pivotal moment, a genuine revolution in how candies were made. No longer solely the domain of skilled confectionaires, meticulously handcrafting each piece, candy production underwent a seismic shift thanks to groundbreaking technological advancements. Steam power emerged as a transformative force. Imagine massive factories powered by this innovative technology, where giant mixers churned vast quantities of ingredients and mechanized rollers efficiently shaped countless treats. The scale of production achieved was unprecedented, ushering in the era of affordable, mass-produced candy. Suddenly, sweets that were once luxuries became accessible to a much wider population, democratizing the pleasure of sugar in a way never before possible. Among these innovations was the perfecting of hard candy, like the brightly colored lollipops we know and love, and its softer, chewier cousin, the gummy candy. Around 1840 in England, confectionaires discovered a way to precisely control the sugar's heating and cooling. yielding smooth, glassy candies. Around the same period, innovations like starch molds made complex gummy shapes a reality, leading to the beloved gummy bears we still enjoy today. And then there's the ever-popular chocolate bar. From ancient Mesoamerican chocolate drinks to the solid bars we savor now, its evolution culminated in the 1840s with the invention of the cocoa press, extracting the cocoa butter, a crucial ingredient in the smooth texture of modern chocolate bars. Companies like Cadbury and Fry's capitalized on these innovations, leading to the mass availability of molded chocolate. But the sweetness of progress often takes place against a backdrop of far less palatable events. World War I and II cast a long, sometimes bitter shadow on candy's story, revealing a surprising role, comforter and sustainer of morale amidst global conflict. For troops stationed far from home, a small piece of candy served as a potent reminder of normalcy, a tiny piece of sweetness in the grim reality of war. Candy also became vital for wartime rations, both on the battlefront and at home. It's fascinating how simple boiled sweets became precious sources of quick energy for soldiers. The home front, too, saw the effects of rationing. Sugar became a precious commodity, altering candy recipes and impacting production. Resourceful candy makers experimented with alternative ingredients like honey, corn syrup, and even potatoes, driving innovation under challenging circumstances. This era birthed unique wartime treats, reflecting the spirit of innovation born from necessity. As the world emerged from the shadows of war, a golden age dawned upon the confectionery industry. The post-World War II period witnessed a sugary explosion. Candy companies proliferated, introducing new brands and a kaleidoscope of varieties, transforming simple sugar into a whimsical experience. Advertising became pivotal in this boom, embedding candies deeply within the cultural fabric, crafting characters that still reside in our collective memory. Slogans we effortlessly recall even today. Clever marketing transformed candy into a cornerstone of childhood. Television ads presented fantastical worlds where animated candy characters beckoned children with catchy jingles and irresistible sweetness. This era firmly cemented candy's place not just as a treat, but as a crucial component of childhood joy, celebration, and quite often sticky fingers. So from steam-powered factories churning out masses of sweet treats to chocolate bars providing solace amidst wartime chaos, and the explosion of colorful candy characters dominating the post-war cultural landscape, we see candy as more than just a fleeting pleasure. It reflects technological innovation, acts as a cultural touchstone, and offers us a sweet glimpse into history's complicated layers. Now, as we've savored the historical evolution of candy production, let's uncover its rich cultural significance. How did these colorful, sugary delights come to represent so much more than just a sweet indulgence? From ancient civilizations savoring honey-sweetened treats to the dazzling displays of modern candy stores, confectionery has woven itself into the fabric of human experience, transcending mere sustenance to become a powerful symbol of joy, celebration, and even artistry. We've explored the historical trajectory of candy, but now let's dive deeper into its cultural impact, examining its role in our traditions, our art, and the very science behind its allure. Candy and celebrations are practically synonymous. Think about it. What's a birthday party without brightly colored lollipops, or a Halloween without the thrill of trick-or-treating? Across the globe, candies hold distinct cultural significance, shaping traditions and marking special occasions. In Japan, colorful origami cranes and exquisitely crafted wagashi sweets are exchanged during festivals. During Diwali, the festival of lights in India, boxes of mithai, vibrant milk-based sweets, symbolize prosperity and goodwill. Religious ceremonies, too, incorporate the sweetness of candy. In Mexico, elaborate sugar skulls adorn the Day of the Dead celebrations, honoring deceased loved ones. And let's not forget the ubiquitous presence of candy in gift-giving, from the heart-shaped boxes on Valentine's Day to the chocolate coins slipped into Christmas stockings symbolizing love, appreciation, and a touch of indulgence. Even seemingly mundane moments are punctuated by the sweet relief of candy. A hard-earned candy bar after a long day or a shared bag of gummies during a movie night, candy truly enhances life's tapestry, adding a vibrant thread of joy to our collective experience. But candy's influence extends beyond celebratory rituals. It's infiltrated the realms of art and entertainment, leaving an indelible mark on our creative landscape. Remember the fantastical world of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? From the mesmerizing chocolate river to the edible Oompa Loompas, Roald Dahl's whimsical tale and its subsequent film adaptations captured the imagination of generations, showcasing candy as a source of wonder and escapism. In music, too, candy's sweetness finds expression, from the catchy lyrics of Lollipop to the imagery evoked by Sugar Sugar. Visual art, of course, doesn't shy away from the allure of candy. Think about Wayne Thiebaud's luscious paintings of cakes and pastries, capturing the almost tactile textures and vibrant colors of confectionery delights. And what about those iconic candy wrappers? They are miniature masterpieces of graphic design, evoking nostalgia and enticing us with their playful imagery. In fact, some museums and dedicated collectors preserve these wrappers as historical artifacts, showcasing the evolution of candy as a cultural phenomenon. These colorful bits of paper, just like the sweets they once contained, hold a piece of our collective memory, a testament to candy's pervasive presence in our lives. And finally, what is it about candy that holds such sway over our senses? Let's unravel the science behind this sweet fascination. The Maillard reaction, a complex chemical dance between amino acids and reducing sugars, plays a pivotal role in creating the alluring flavors and aromas we associate with many types of candy, particularly those involving caramelization or roasting, such as toffee or fudge. But the experience of candy extends beyond taste. The snap of a crisp lollipop, the melt-in-your-mouth smoothness of chocolate, the chewiness of gummies, these textural variations enhance our enjoyment, triggering specific sensory receptors that contribute to the overall experience. And let's not forget the psychology at play. Candy often taps into deep-seated emotional connections, triggering memories of childhood and eliciting feelings of comfort and reward. Our brains are wired to crave the sweet taste of sugar, an evolutionary remnant from a time when calorie-dense foods were scarce. This biological predisposition, combined with clever marketing and the artistry of candy makers, contributes to the irresistible allure of these sweet treats. Now, understanding the deep cultural roots and scientific intricacies of candy, let's shift our focus to its multifaceted impact, examining its complex legacy of health, ethical production, and what the future holds for our beloved sweets. From debates about sugar consumption to the ever-evolving landscape of confectionery innovation, there's a fascinating and important story waiting to be told. From ancient honey-drenched fruits to the brightly colored confections that line store shelves today, candy has held a special place in human history. A tiny indulgence capable of both delighting our taste buds and, in excess, impacting our well-being. It's this duality that forms the heart of candy's complex legacy, one intertwined with questions of health, ethical production, and the very future of sweetness. Now let's talk sugar. We all know that sugary treats, while delicious, come with potential health consequences. The rise of processed foods and the ubiquity of added sugars in our diets has led to a dramatic increase in conditions like type 2 diabetes and obesity. The impact on public health has been significant, pushing governments and health organizations to implement various measures. Dietary guidelines have been established emphasizing the importance of limiting added sugars. Nutrition labeling, especially the focus on added sugar content, empowers consumers to make informed choices. Public health campaigns have also played a crucial role, aiming to raise awareness about the health risks associated with excessive sugar consumption. Remember the Sugar Stacks campaign in the early 2000s, visually depicting the sheer amount of sugar hidden in popular foods and drinks? It shocked many and prompted crucial conversations about what we consume. These initiatives, though sometimes controversial, have all contributed to a greater understanding of sugar's role in our diets. Beyond the sugar content itself lies the complex network of human labor that goes into producing our favorite treats. Take chocolate, for instance. The journey from cocoa bean to chocolate bar involves multiple stages, often raising ethical considerations. Labor practices, particularly in West Africa, where a large proportion of cocoa is grown, have come under scrutiny. Concerns have been raised about child labor, exploitative working conditions, and low wages for cocoa farmers. Fortunately, increasing awareness has spurred efforts toward more ethical sourcing. Fair trade principles aim to guarantee fair prices for producers, decent working conditions, and sustainable farming practices. Many companies have pledged to increase their sourcing of fair trade cocoa, creating a tangible impact on the livelihoods of farmers and their communities. Moreover, sustainability concerns are extending beyond fair labor practices. Environmental considerations, such as deforestation associated with cocoa farming and the impact of packaging, are pushing companies to adopt more eco-conscious approaches. But amidst these challenges, there's a growing movement towards a sweeter future, one where health and indulgence aren't mutually exclusive. The evolution of candy is truly fascinating. We are seeing a remarkable shift toward healthier candy options. Innovative ingredients are shaking up the market, with organic candies, sugar-free alternatives, and natural sweeteners like stevia and agave gaining popularity. The modern consumer, increasingly health-conscious and informed, is driving this change, demanding options that align with their lifestyle and values. Think about the rise of functional candies infused with vitamins or probiotics. This evolution demonstrates candy's incredible adaptability and ability to reinvent itself while satisfying that deeply rooted human craving for sweetness. From ancient civilizations relishing honey-soaked dates to today's consumer seeking organic and sugar-free alternatives, candy's journey highlights its unique connection to our human experience, both our desires for indulgence and our striving for health. So where does that leave us? At the crossroads of taste and well-being, poised for a future where informed consumers demand transparency, ethical sourcing, and healthier ingredients. Candy's journey underscores its fascinating entanglement with human culture. And the future, it promises to be just as dynamic and hopefully just as sweet.